Yo, what's up?
All right,
All right,
you got
yeah. All
me?
right, cool. Yeah, I got you. I
You
got
hear
you.
me? You see me? You feel me? You smell me?
Yes,
Let
sir.
me get this shit straight.
All right. Hey, Maharsh, can you see off of the Brian's very loud, Richie's very low. Brian is very loud, Richie's very low. What about now? Can you hear
That's not
me?
the first time I got in a fucking compliment that I'm loud. Thank you.
Hey, getting it. Yeah, man. So it's good to see you. It's been a long time since we actually even kicked it. So let
Shit.
alone actually us doing the podcast.
Yeah. It's been a minute. It's been since we actually been around each other in actual person. Yeah, dog. It's been a good, cool minute. Good to see you doing good, man. You look good, healthy.
Yeah, I'm I'm trying, man. I mean, I think every day is like just it's like trying to do better than you did last time. So that's why I basically came up with this podcast.
Okay, cool,
It's like
cool. I mean,
me versus me podcast.
shit. You versus you. I mean, ain't nobody more what's it called, ain't nobody you're better foe than you. You're your ultimate fucking warrior.
No, straight up for sure. Because there's been a couple times where I was literally even like comfortable, and I know I didn't progress for just whatever reasons.
Sometimes we set up ourselves for failure, man. Yeah, we do. We see ourselves either gonna succeed or be negative in our mind because we really don't believe in ourselves. Self-esteem is a motherfucker, man. I don't know, are we allowed to cuss on this thing or no?
Yeah, bro, for sure. I
what,
mean,
what, or do you have the
it's
rules?
all about
What are the
expression.
rules? I mean, usually
Whatever, whatever you feel comfortable talking about is what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
all right. I don't want to upset no preschoolers.
Nah, bro, you chilling. Ain't no preschoolers over
All
here.
right, cool.
Uh, so welcome to another episode of Me versus Me podcast. This is episode 33 with Brian. Brian, you want to introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about yourself?
All right, what's going on, everybody? People, me versus me. A little bit about me. My name is Bryan Rubio. I'm a 36-year-old Guatemalteco, born here and raised in California. You know what I mean, I'm not Samoan, even though people think I'm Maui's cousin. I might be, maybe. Moana 3 might be coming out. Yeah, man, I grew up right here in Simi Valley, California. That's where I'm born and raised right here. What I do for the most part, man, I'm a chef, man. I went to school to be a chef. I do dabble in the arts of acting and comedian. I mean, I'm a little bit funny. I'm a little funny looking. So I thought, I'd give it a spin and get on stage and tell some jokes and shit. I went to culinary. I guess I went to culinary school. I did that. I'm a father of four, married to a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? I'm a father to two doggies. Yeah, so,
Yeah, dad dog.
dad dog and all that shit. Yeah, man. You can find me on Netflix on Lowriders Movie. You can find me on Minds MC, SWAT, and a movie coming up, hopefully coming out this summer. Part of the acting thing and comedy, man. I'll be trying to get at it whenever I can. That's a little bit about me, and I love food, obviously. And yeah.
Same here, same here. So what I was gonna say is, all right, like out of everything that you mentioned, right? Because I know culinary arts has always been like one of your passions, right?
Yeah.
And but like now that you've actually got a little bit of like traction and like the let's say the comedic background, and also like when it comes to the movies,
Yeah.
where do you find yourself, like like where do you find yourself gravitating towards more now these days?
More now these days. I mean, it's a little difficult. I love acting. Acting is awesome. Being in front of the camera and just it's still scary, it's still nerve wracking and all that stuff. But I'm a. People always say you're a naturally funny person. You're a funny person to be around. And I mean, yeah, that's where I really go around, gravitate to. So just telling jokes, because being funny, being on stage and telling them jokes, that's where I gravitate more toward, But it seems like they like me on the screen more.
Yeah, that's beautiful though, because like I know a lot of people are scared to even take a chance on themselves, let alone go perform in front of other people. You're actually on the big screen, you know?
Well, I mean,
So at some point you
I don't fit on the little screen, so
No, but what I'm saying is it sounds like you took a chance on yourself and you rolled the dice and well, it paid off, you know? So good on you.
well, yeah. Shit, well, sometimes people say I don't know how you do it, and sometimes I don't know how to do it myself. Honestly, it's I take one of my favorite lines is a movie from Coach Carter. What is the thing that you fear the most? Fear of, and it actually was in my. It was the second time it was mentioned, but it was talent. Was the talent the worst thing? The first person I wrote that was in A Bronx Tale. You know, no, the worst thing in life is wasted talent. And what if I could, instead of being lazy and we could be doing so many other things in life, but why not spend some energy on trying to do some shit that might mean something to you or better your life or, mean or leave your mark on life, depending on what the fuck you want to do with this world or in life or in general. The reason I started doing it, yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to be an entertainer. I wanted to be something. I knew I wanted to be something. And when I was younger, I used to see fucking, watch all that, and I started seeing bigger kids that were darker like me and like being funny and getting popular and shit like that. I was like, hey, fuck, that's awesome. Somebody like that looks like me can do it, which is usually the thing, right? What anybody that's like shit, you see Yao Ming, you go, somebody Asian that's tall goes, hey, I can do that. There's always that's something that people can look up to, and that's awesome. That's why people that do that shit, celebrities, actors, whoever it is, that's why their influence means more than they know. Sometimes than they realize, because that little bit of a smile, a little bit of a advice, whatever, it could change somebody's life perspective in general or incomplete. Um, you know.
Yeah, I really like the way that you basically took it there because and one of the things that I do anytime I'm doing any type of music, like podcasting or anything, I always like to remind the people like, hey, I'm just like you. You can do it too. It's just like one of the things I like to ask people is if you had max confidence, excuse me, if you had max confidence and you had the ability to remove any and all obstacles from your path, what would you do with your life?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So that's exactly how you can live your life right now. The biggest obstacle is your mind. As soon as you learn to get past that, you can go all out. You can do
Well,
whatever.
yes, indeed, and that's where it comes, man. When you're young, when you're a kid, when you're 5, and you're running around, you don't give a fuck what. Well, you don't know what hurt is. You don't know what pain is. You don't know. Oh, if I jump off of this fucking wall, I'm gonna land and I might hurt myself. That doesn't process in your mind because you're not there yet. You haven't experienced that yet. That's why when you get older, the older you get, the more taking chances, whether it be something physical, mental, emotional, whatever it be, the more chances you're gonna take, the more it takes a toll on your mind because you got to think about it. If I jump off this, what are the consequences? If me, shit, if I fucking jump off a wall just to get down there a little bit quicker, I might sprain my ankle. That means I won't be able to work, which means I'll lose some pay. What if fucking it becomes a worse injury? I might end up losing my job. Shit like that, When and that's why it's always the what if, but the what if gets worse the older you get because you have to, if you're in a responsible fucking situation, people are counting on you. You can't just go willy nilly fucking around.
Right. There's like more ripples. There's more consequences to it. The older you get, especially when you're holding it down. Family responsibilities, job,
Yeah.
like all this stuff could definitely tie into it. Especially if you make the wrong move, it could take you a little longer for you to actually recover from that, like a sprained ankle.
So, I mean, yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, shit. I'm taking it lightly as a sprained ankle. There's so many other things you can do and fuck up on. Shit.
no, you could definitely shoot yourself in the foot, right?
Oh,
Like, don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of entertainers who just they're around for a season, they did some stuff, and then they're
I
gone,
know. Just
and then you never hear about them
poor
again.
Justin Timberlake, man. That broke my heart. Poor man. He's a hardworking man. He got pulled over. He got a DWI and shit. Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
He's my favorite troll. He's my
Yeah.
favorite troll.
Ah. Yeah, no, I mean, I was seeing clips about that, like, and then he like pulled up to like some like festival or something, and he was like all like drunk and like coked out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's just like staring into the camera, like you look like like bug
That's
eyes.
how
It was
that's how
funny.
I look every morning.
Damn.
You know how the media be. They be doing, they're trying to find something out of nothing. But you never know. Shit, he might have been.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is like actually in the like the Hollywood industry and all that stuff is very normal,
Oh,
right? It's just that
100%.
once it gets to the consumer, they try to spin it in a way that's gonna make it seem like, oh, look at that guy, he's a monster, he's a monster. All you guys are doing it,
Everybody's gonna
you know?
everybody's gonna get money some way somehow. Or
Yeah.
they're gonna try to get money some way somehow, and it just depends on how your moral is and how low you're willing to go to get that fucking money. Whether you're waiting outside of Dodger Stadium selling T-shirts, or you're waiting outside of fucking Taylor Swift's house trying to get a picture of her and Travis or whatnot. Everybody's trying to get their money somehow. It just depends on how low you're trying to go with it.
No, that's facts though. That's facts. And you know what? I don't even knock anybody's hustle, especially if it doesn't hurt anybody else.
Yeah,
Right? Like you have people who are like out there actively trying to hurt other people's
yeah.
reputations. That's not cool.
Well, I mean,
But like
shit.
when you
I mean, the ones that are hurting the people the most, I think the drug dealers, you know. And I ain't saying
yeah,
too bad because I used to be one of them, you know. I used to be a proud, um, what was it called,
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur, street pharmacist and whatnot, you
yeah,
know. But shit, nowadays, like you never know, shit. People
in a hood lab
in a
coat.
hood lab coat, hell yeah, you know what I mean? With my name
Yeah, no, I
with my
get
name
it.
tag and everything.
It was embroidered.
Hell yeah, it was stitched into my
That's
shit.
funny. That's funny. Oh, okay. So I did have a question for you, right?
I
Because we dabbled into the trying to beat your challenges, and then basically putting yourself out there, and then now you're saying that you like to do the big screen. If you could go back in time to the first time that you ever were walking into that door for the first time, what are some of the things that you would have told yourself upon entry that you feel like would have helped you been more successful?
be more confident. Even though I was already there, even though I got the spot, even though I got the job, just be more confident, believe in myself more. Um, there's so many things that like I wish I would have done over. You know, like when you talking shit to somebody, you're about to get in a fight, and you're talking so much shit, and like you're like, and then like whatever happens, whatever, and like 15 minutes later, you're walking down the street or whatever. You're like, man, I should have told this motherfucker that thing. It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like you're like, man, you're in the moment. You're like, all right, I'm trying to get my line right, or I'm trying to get whatever the director wants me to do, or whatnot. And one of my mentors, I like to call him. He told me, just if sometimes you just fucking ad lib. Sometimes just throw it in there. If it feels right, just throw it in there until they tell you, hey, don't say that. Keep going. But he didn't tell me that until like halfway through filming the movie. But either way, I was like, fuck, but after the movie, I was like, man, I should have done that shit right there. That would have been dope. That would have made one of those, cause you hear, not nowadays, a lot of times, like Jack Black and a lot of other things, like people that, ad libbed or, on the spot, dropped it, freestyle, whatever. That's those are those most iconic lines in movies or TV shows and shit. All those random ass things, so.
Yeah, and it's like it's natural. Like people sensing that, like, oh, okay, that
Yeah.
catches people's attention.
Yeah, like on the sports thing, he was supposed to yell out, "Everybody get down!" And he fucking, fucking Arnold, he just said, "Get down!" And it just went. Everybody still
Nah.
says that shit. I mean, I still say that shit. But yeah, when
Yeah,
I'm about to go to the,
Arnold
hey,
Schwarzenegger.
he's the funniest motherfucker ever. He is a true comedian.
That's crazy. I don't even think he's trying to be a
No,
comedian.
he isn't. He's trying to be the most. He's trying to be the most serious person ever. He's just man. I mean,
Yeah, that's when it's really funny. Is like when the person's actually trying to be serious and they end up saying some
yeah.
shit, and everyone's just like,
Because like the movie Twins is like
bro.
I think it's called an action comedy. I think it's like an action drama. It's one of the most funniest movies I think I watched ever in my life, and I love.
Him and Danny
Hell
DeVito,
yeah,
right,
hell yeah, that's just one of the
bro?
funniest fucking movies ever. If you've never seen fucking Twins, go watch Twins. One of the greatest movies ever.
Nah, for real, you guys, check it out, check it out. Okay, so and like, all right, let's say you're speaking to yourself on that same subject, right? You're having that conversation with yourself. Now, let's say if you could talk to anybody else coming into the room with you, right? And you were like, "Hey, bro, like, don't trip, like, I'm gonna bring you with me." What are some of the things that you would tell them to look out for?
For them themselves to look out for.
Well, yeah, just like you're like, hey, look, don't sweat it, like just follow suit, but like at the end of the day, also look out for such and such.
Oh,
What
no,
look
no,
out for
I
that?
get you. For more than anything, and one thing I have to remind myself whenever I do, gratefully enough, get rolled or casted or whatever I do, I get to do something and whatnot. You're there for a damn reason, you know. It's not look out for this and like just remind yourself, look, like that's what's gonna be like the best thing. You're here for a fucking reason, you know. There's no you could have been anywhere else. You could have been flipping burgers, but you're here doing this. There's a reason for it, and I believe that in itself would will help you move mountains. That will build your shit right there. You gotta remind yourself who the fuck you are. Just like Black Panther, tell them who you are, T'Challa. You gotta remind yourself who the fuck you are. Like Snoop Dogg, when he got his his Star on the Walk of Fame, last thing he said was what? Lastly, I'd like to thank my motherfucking self for believing in me, letting me, everything. It started with him, Because if you don't believe in yourself, who the fuck else is gonna believe in you?
Bro, that's facts. Also, like, because I've done a couple live performances and stuff, like just being an artist. And I think one of the biggest setbacks for me was always knowing, hey, bro, don't forget to network.
Yeah,
You're already in the room with all of the talent. You're already in the room with all the people who got the same ambitions and
yeah,
goals. Don't forget to network.
I feel that, but because they're doing the same shit in a way. Like I always think, like you said, let talent speak for itself. You know, if you go up there and have a great show, that's not working enough. Who the fuck was that kid? You know? Oh yeah, if you leave them stunned and all that shit, if you keep walking up to everybody, it's good to network. It is. It's great to network, but yeah. But I think it more is like leave your stamp on the fucking on the thing. Leave the spot with them knowing who you are. I think that's what you're trying to get at, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna walk in the door and be
Just
like,
put it down.
yeah, you're gonna walk in the door and like, nobody knows who the fuck you are when you get there, but when you leave, everybody might be, hey, that's that fool. You know?
No, I definitely agree because there's been a couple times where I was performing on stage, and I was like like I don't want to say like the underdog, but I was like the least anticipated, right?
Um,
Everybody else is there to do rock or some sort of indie music. I come up, I'm the rapper. Everyone's like, all right, we all know rap. Let's hear what this kid's got to say, right?
mhm.
I'm like short, white looking Latino dude. What does he know about rap music, right? And I come, bro, and I just do my thing, doom, 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 right? And then like towards the end, everyone was like, yeah, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck you just said, but yeah. Cause I'm like,
Well, that's what it is,
so
That's how you know. That's how you know you're doing it.
yeah, you stamp on it for sure. You for sure got a stamp on
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean,
So oh, go ahead.
no, I mean, yeah, I mean that's how you leave your mark on shit, right? When you leave people saying your shit, your lines over again, reciting your lyrics, again, all that shit. Chappelle show hasn't been on in 20 years. I still be yelling out, "I'm rich, bitch," like as do other people and even younger generations and whatnot. Just like Elvis Presley, man. Elvis Presley hasn't been alive in so long and hasn't made new music in forever, but I be bumping this shit, and so many other people have been bumping this shit still too. I'm not saying everybody's gonna be as
Yeah,
special as Elvis Presley, but hey, people are bumping your shit.
yeah. You know what? So the chat just reached out to me. They actually wanted me to ask you something. They said, when did you start acting? And that's something that they wanted to try too. And do you have to have a really good memory to memorize the scripts?
Yes and no. All right, let's start off with the first one, I guess. How old was I when I started acting? Well, I've been acting a fool my whole life, so I mean, that's
I've
first one.
been acting a damn
I've been acting a
fool.
damn fool my whole life, so I guess it started like that. Man, I used to get in trouble for being a payaso, aka a clown, messing around, and yes, it half and half, man, because I used to fucking fuck around, but I used to be so scared of getting in trouble in school and not talking out of line and saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. But besides that, if I had a chance to be a clown without adults being around, I was fucking around. Um, but when I first officially started acting, I was 26, babe, 25.
Damn, no kidding. You were
Okay, yeah,
25?
20. Oh, you know what? The same year I got married, yeah. So 25 was when I first started acting, acting. Yeah, my first role, I got a little thing in what was it called? Ellie Golden, Calvin Harris, a music video. I can't remember what the fuck the name of the music video was. Huh? I did the music video first.
I also saw you on a music video for what was it? It was
Oh, I did it. I
Mercs.
did a music video for Merce, yeah, for when he was signed for to Strange Music for Merce. I was in it with Letty. Shout out Letty from Brown Bag. When she was still on, I think she
Hey,
was still with Power 106. I mean, she is with Power 106, but I think back when she freshly left Big Boy, I believe. But yeah, I'm in a movie called Mi Corazoncito. It's out there on YouTube. There's a bunch of different places. But yeah, so I was about 20, 25 when I first started acting. Fuck, dude. I always thought I was entertainment, and I was always in the kitchen cracking jokes. People were like, man, you're a funny guy, this and that. You're a character and whatnot, different voices. And that's one thing I always wanted to do. We'll get that on later. I always wanted to do voiceover, in cartoon roles and shit like that. I'm funny.
sick.
But you know, but yeah, and I had a buddy, and he wanted to be an actor before I did, and all that stuff. I kind of, I asked him, I was like, hey man, it's kind of the same thing. Hey, like what did you do? How can I go this way? He went to I think he was going to college at the time for like acting class out there. And he's like, shit, let me introduce you to my old manager. And I said, cool, shoot it. And believe it or not, cool ass dude named Beavis, man. And he was like, come through to North Hollywood. My wife and I met him at a Mexican restaurant. He bought me an appetizer, and he's like, I like the way you look. I said, cool. Oh no, actually, I met him by myself the first time. I went out there. He's like, show, come out. I had a shaved head. I just had my goatee. You know how I used to look, Rich. And he's like, I
Damn.
like your look. He took a picture of me, sent it off to Asian, and he's like, man, you got a good fucking mean face. He's like, let's see what we can do with it. And he's like, we'll start sending you out and see what kind of, what kind you build. And yeah, the first thing was the music video. I did the music video. It was cool. I didn't get they filmed me, but I wasn't on the music video at all. They cut our parts, but I still got paid for it and all that. I did the
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, I did the NWA shortly after that. The movie Straight Outta Compton. I did a background work on that one. You can see me in the shooting scene when they're in Detroit. I was there with my cousin Primo, my Primo Fonz. But yeah, 26, that was the first, or 25, that was when I first started hitting and all that stuff. I told myself, man, I was like, look, I already had kids. I already had 2 kids. Then the third one was on the way. So that I was younger. I did lower to the 26. All right, then 24. Then we keep changing. I was between 23 and 24. How about that?
That's crazy. Yo, like I'm like 30 now, so like by the time I was like 26, you had already like been in like 2 movies, bro. That's
Well,
crazy.
shit, my life was even crazier, bro. So I graduated. Shit, I had a kid after I graduated high school. I turned 18. My son was born 3 weeks later. I was in culinary school. I graduated from there, and I went started working and shit like that. And then so I had my daughter, when I was 19. About a year and a half after that. So I already had 2 kids, my wife. I was already running a kitchen, like at the age of 20, being a restaurant chef and this and that, a traveling trainer and whatnot. And then I decided to be an actor. Part-time,
Yeah, he's like, you know what?
part-time.
I mastered this. Moving on to the next thing.
Hey, shit, wherever I mean, dog, it's the same thing. Everybody goes, why did you want to be an actor? I'm fucking tired of being poor. I love that. I love I love what acting is, being in camera. I appreciate the theater. I appreciate all the cinematography, all the shit, the cameras and everything. I appreciate every single piece about the everything. You know what I mean? But the why I got into it is I was tired of being fucking poor. You know what I mean?
That's amazing you say
no, I'm
that.
saying like straight up. That's gonna be part of my acceptance speech. Watch, whenever I get that shit. Thank you for not making me poor anymore. I appreciate the shit. I can.
That reminds me of like when you go to a job interview and they're like, why do you want this job? And then you have to like come up with some
Yeah,
like crazy answer. Like, no. Yours is one of the realest responses. I want to be able to pay my bills, bro.
yeah.
I'm tired of being poor.
Like I wanna pay everything off and not worry about shit. I think that's everybody's thing. It's not even be comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable. When you start getting comfortable, is when you start fucking up. I want to be not comfortable in life. I want to be able to have everything maintained and be able to have the freedom to choose what I want to do next in life instead of being chained to something that I gotta do. You know what I mean? And that's what more responsibility what people do.
Yeah.
Because we gotta do it. That's why I started choosing this path as well because well shit, woulda, shoulda, coulda. I don't want to be scared, and like I said, just fucking do it. 'Cause what's the worst thing they can do is tell you no. I mean, even if you're used to being told no your whole life, it's just one more. Go ahead, tell me. Go ahead,
Yeah.
tell me one more time no. And I think that's why people that are broke, poor, under this and that, that's why they strive and they get better because shit, what they got to lose. I mean, what they got to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's pretty much
And going back
shit,
to the
yeah, I wanted to show my kids. My kids were getting older. My kids are older now. And, shit, you can do anything you want to. And that's some real shit. If you really want to strive, if you want it fucking bad enough, you can do it. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. You can't do it, you can achieve it, all that other shit. I guess, yeah, between 23 and 24 is when I first started acting. Do you have to have a good memory? Well, I kind of just saved it that much because I just remembered it. Yeah, that was a question. How do you have to have a good memory? Yes and no. They give you these things called sides. There's a lot of actors that they can't remember shit, and it's tough, man. Like I have dyslexia. Straight up, I have dyslexia. I do. I've had a fucking hard time doing school. Uh, Reading shit back. I didn't know I had it when I was in school. People thought you were just stupid because you couldn't read good or the words were backwards and whatnot. But luckily enough, I have a fucking great memory, you know, and I can remember shit. I can read it once and I'll be like, all right, good, I'm good to go. So me, I'm a little bit crazy, a little bit different. I mean, like, and that's how I
A
feel
little
because
different, just a little
just a
different.
little different, you know. I'm a little bit more roasted of a marshmallow. And yeah, so yes and no because you do like you don't you like I ain't trying to break it down to you because I want you guys to realize how it is when you are on set for yourself and you're really striving to be it and do it. But you don't film it all at one time, you know? You stop. You film, stop, film, stop. You gotta switch cameras, switch angles, this and that. So yes, you do have to memorize your lines and depending on how big it is and stuff, but you do get little chances to like, let me read it over again. Let me read it over again. But with that being said, when you're like a main fucking actor, like a Brad Pitt or like a Leonardo DiCaprio, and you have those thick monologues, yeah, you don't get no fucking. You gotta memorize that shit because those are like a page and a half and 2 pages of like just back and forth, and there's no, you know, break. You're in the middle of this fucking heartfelt thing. Break. You know, you know,
Nah, yeah, it's chemistry. It's
yeah, all
chemistry.
that stuff. But yes, yes and no. You know, yes and no. And a lot of people have to practice to it, and it's like it's tough, man. It is tough because the so because being an actor, sometimes you're talking in a way you wouldn't generally talk. You know, somebody from the East Coast that has to accommodate themselves to West Coast slang, or vice versa, like the dude from Snowfall who's from fucking England and talked like he was a fucking gangbanger from South Central, which is crazy as fuck. You know. So yeah, it depends on you first, like if is it your natural language or not. So, but yes and no. So we'll go with both.
Okay, and so the chat says very interesting. Now they also wanted me to ask you, do you ever feel that you're being cast in roles because of your race or body type, rather than your talent and skills? And then, do you think there's an element of tokenism or stereotyping involved?
Tokenism. Does that mean like smoking weed?
Ah,
Yeah,
tokenism.
you can't be using big words like that on me. I told you I'm a dyslexic, man. I'm gonna take that as an insult. No. Yeah,
Chat is
no,
laughing.
yes. Obviously, yes, and I'm gonna go with a yes and no answer again. Yes, you did get typecasted. You know, you do get typecasted. Is it a bad thing? Nah, not at all. Look at Hector. Hector, and I say Hector, you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? That
Hector,
fool's been
yeah.
working, not, and that's a homie, no LG, dog. I mean, he's been working constantly. It was Fast and the Furious his biggest thing. Will he keep doing it until Fast and the Furious stops? Oh, fucking absolutely. Because that's but he's been working constantly. He's always in something, always on something, always doing something, right? So typecasting, yeah, 100%. You know, whether I grew my hair out or they always go back to the same picture of me with a shaved head. And the movie that I filmed, I actually shaved. I had to shave all this off, and I was a shaved head with a goatee, like just a little goatee and shit, just California gangster and shit like that. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. They wanted that look from
you
you.
do get typecasted, but in the way I feel about it, and I've thought about it before. So Blumhouse was one of the producers for Lowriders. And Terry Taylor, great lady, casting director, awesome lady. Terry Taylor is the one that casted me for the Lowriders, and she would work with with a Blumhouse and whatnot. And then I think I auditioned 2 or 3 more times for a couple of different Blumhouse movies. And Blumhouse they're all a bunch of horror movies. They do a bunch of different horror stuff. And then I mean, if you have seen any of the recent horror in the past 10 years of she hates doing the Pillsbury Doughboy thing, popping it open. It's like having a shock and go, bah! So that's what you heard right now.
Uh,
Yeah, but Blumhouse, so I mean, it's a bunch of horror stuff. So I did get casted, but every single time I got casted, it was or I mean, I didn't get the roles, but every single time I went to audition for something, it was always the same shit: big, overweight, uh, uh, angry-looking thug or thug-like or this and that and whatnot. And one of the dudes actually asked me, like one of the data producers, like, "Hey, do you mind that we keep looking at you for kind of like the same thing?" I was like, "No, not at all." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Man, look, everybody's got to pay their dues. No matter what, you're gonna be doing the same, like some way, somehow. But it's gonna eventually get to the point where I get to choose where my career is gonna go. I get to choose eventually what roles I want to get. I don't have to just say yes to everything. Like I'll be able to pick and choose. Hey, I want to do this character, comedy, action, drama, whatever the fuck. Eventually, if life works out and God willing, it does go the way I want it to go, or it will go, or if it's the plan to go that way. Eventually, if I put the work in, I'll be able to fucking choose what I want to do later in life. You know, and one of my mentors, same guy, you know, fucking name drop it, Theo Rossi, dude, awesome dude. He always told me, he's like, you know, do you want to be known for one thing the rest of your life? You know, and which is what could be awesome, or it could be fucking annoying, or you want to be a constant worker, you know, like A Christmas Story, one of my favorite Christmas movies. That kid did nothing else, you know, but he's known for A Christmas Story the rest of his fucking life, A Christmas Story. You know, Macaulay Culkin, you know, he made a couple of good movies, right? If you don't know his movies, well, look, Macaulay Culkin, a couple of good movies. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
fucking, you
yeah.
know,
Macaulay Culkin goes
but everybody knows him from what? Home Alone. So do you want to
Home
be
Alone. Yeah.
a working actor? Is that where you want to go? Do you want to be known for, you know, the awards? You want to be known for the work that you do? Like, you know, but yes, I mean, you're going to get typecast no matter what. When you start, no matter what, the ball's not in your court. You got to do what you got to do. You got to pay your dues, pretty much what they call it, right? Eventually to be like, fuck yeah, you know, do you want to do this? Do you not want to do this? Yes, no, yes, no, you know, so sometimes you got to, you know, you got to be somebody's bitch. No, no, no. But you gotta play the game. You gotta go with whatever it is, man. Either you say yes or no. And, you know, I've never said no, so it's always worked out so far in my favor, you know. My body of work isn't so vastly, but the body of work that I do have is fucking awesome. And I can proudly say that now because I'm confident.
Yeah,
You know,
that confidence. Good on you. Good on you.
you know.
So I wanted to ask. So from the big screen to like, let's say, because you were actually on Mayans for a bit,
Yes,
right?
sir.
The Mayans that spin off from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it pretty much the same thing, or is it a little different as far as like the role, the memorizing your lines and like your character?
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because in a show they go per episode, right? So the episode is not so long. In a movie, you have to keep rolling with the punches. In a movie, it's one big ass script, so you don't go per episode. You have to go per what you're like, you know, what you're doing. So it's a little bit different because with the movie, not necessarily gonna, you know, like yeah, they film the ending first and this and that, so everything's different. So you know, it's
Oh
not filmed
yeah,
in order and whatnot.
yeah. So the reason why I asked that, right, is because like I wanted to ask you what you prefer, right? Obviously, you know, one pays you more. I'm thinking like the movies pay you more, right? But like maybe TV series a little bit more consistent, right? But which one do you
It
prefer?
would be well. See, that's the thing. So TV show. So on a movie for me, the movie pay more, or movies do pay more because you get paid. It depends on the scale, you know. If you're a co-star, or if you're a guest star, co-star, they do mean two different shit. It's like having a pre-owned and a pre-used car, you know. They mean two
Yeah,
different things. Yeah, because like say if you're a runner on the show, say you're a constant person on the show, you get paid way more differently, you know. And then you get paid per week, even if you don't pay for that week. Even if you don't work for that week, you work one day on that week, you get paid for the week. On a movie, depending on how big your role is, they can, you know, they could sign you up for a month or for a day or for a week. So it depends on, you know, how big your role is really.
damn, that's crazy. And so you basically have to like you have to stay like around in the area, or how does that work? Like while you guys are performing, I'm sorry, while you guys are recording the movie, do you got like does everybody have trailers?
Once again, depending on who you are, where you are, are you a co-star or a guest star? If you're a background, honestly, background extras, the people that stand in your position while they're getting looked at and whatnot, they really get paid the bare minimum. You know what I mean? I know they usually have a nice sitting area for them. You know, it depends on the hot day, this and that. They get, you know, covers and whatnot. They usually have an area for them to sit down and wait. But if you're a guest star, co-star, depending, like, you usually get a trailer. And you get a nice, depending on how big you are of a star, depends on how big of a trailer you are, or depends on what you're filming, you know? Because, like, you know, sometimes
Right.
sometimes when it's like say it's like a big star and they want to do their own movie, you know, a nice, what's it called, independent film, whatnot, to save some money because it's their own money, they're not going to give themselves a big ass trailer. But, you know, if you're on set for like Warner Brothers, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys have been to like those Hollywood parties, right? Like you've been invited to a couple of like movie parties, right?
Oh yeah, you know, I haven't been to no Diddy party. I'll tell you that much right now. That's where you're trying to get to.
I did
I ain't no going no Diddy
it. Tell us
parties.
everything.
But yeah, you know, I've been to some dope ass red carpet events, some hotel events. some after parties and whatnot. So, it's pretty cool. The food's all right. You don't have to pay for much. But
Yeah, that's what's
yeah,
up.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
up.
It's a dope place. But for some reason, I don't know why, but the richest fucking people that have those dope ass after parties and shit like that, are always in the most ghettoest neighborhoods. I don't know if it's because they have the best food or whatnot, or they like, yeah, if you put it in a ghetto neighborhood, they're gonna want to leave faster. I don't fucking understand that, but they do. It's like
Yo, that's crazy though, because if you think about it,
I'm sorry, I was
what?
gonna say it's like Sunset Boulevard. It looks beautiful as fuck during the day, but at nighttime, you know, get a little bit funky.
No, no, no. Facts, facts. And you know what's crazy is like if you think about it, some of the bigger people, like for example, J Lo,
Hmm.
she was literally like from the ghetto, you know. So like a lot of these stars, or some of these stars, are actually from the ghetto, so they feel comfortable there, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly, exactly. Hell yeah, for sure. It's just like going back to home for them.
Yeah. But at that point, like the reason why I bring that up is because I was like, what's it like once you're actually there off screen and you're talking to like, some of your co-stars? Like, what's the chemistry like? Are you still dealing with the same people, or do you kind of feel like after the movie they kind of start to switch up?
Well, it depends. It depends on the person.
No, yeah,
Because I mean, shit, honestly, because in Hollywood, not everybody's a drinker, not everybody does drugs, not everybody's, all that shit. Is it like a party function? Is it like an after party, like everybody's there, like, or is it like people with their homies? Because if it's just your close people, then you can do, you obviously you're more comfortable. But if you're there with executives and whatnot, you have to act a certain way. You have to act proper. You know what I mean? Because obviously people can't watch you be a fucking disgusting person and think they're gonna cast you and whatnot,
nah,
or be you know, or want to represent you and whatnot. If they see you fucking trash, they're like, fuck, they want me to represent who? You know?
yeah. I'd imagine, because I've never done anything like that. I'd imagine it's more about like how you conduct yourself off screen that attracts the like producers or some of the agents that are gonna be like, hey, you know what, this guy's got it. Why don't you talk to him, bring him into the next room?
Well, I mean,
No, I'm just playing.
it's kind of like that, but I mean, because like I said, managers and agents and whatnot, yes, they're always looking for work. They're always looking for the next thing or whatnot. Or if they have enough people, they're not really looking. So it depends on. Sometimes do they want to be bothered? They do not want to be bothered. Do they have a drink in their hand because they're relaxing from a week, or are they looking for business? But it's how you approach it. You gotta read the room and see how they're feeling. If they do they have that face like they just yell at somebody? They want to yell at somebody, or are they ready to party and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's make them laugh a little bit and see how this goes.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see you being like that because you also have this personality where like it diffuses people's like what is that? That like that block wall that people like usually put
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
that
the
guard.
little
It diffuses it and just brings his personality right
the little
out.
defense mechanism or defensive wall or whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, I
And I've seen you do it like dozens of times, bro. Dozens.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that. I feel like that, but I mean, even though I mean, actor and all that stuff, man, I'm a fan too, dog. I fucking love movies, watching movies, TV shows, and all that shit. So when I am around somebody and stuff, do I get starstruck and all that stuff? Right? Like, I mean, I'm like, oh, I mean, yeah and no, but mostly it's like people are like, let's take a picture, let's take it. Which I want a fucking picture, obviously. Who doesn't want a picture? Like, if Will Smith was there, I'd be like, hey, let's take a picture and shit like that. But I kind of want to be your friend more than I want to take a picture with you. So if I can make a friendship happen and instead of having just one picture and we can make some memories happen, and that way, I'd rather do that shit. I mean, because yes, a picture lasts 1,000, whatever the fuck, but you know what? Maybe we go rock climbing together.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be sick. Hey, did you see that meme that they made of like the dude who played Hulk in the Avengers? Where he kept taking pictures of all of the cast and then he was like, does he forget he's famous too?
Oh yeah.
Because like he would always just be right next to him just taking a picture.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. Hey, dog, that's how I mean, shit. I was so scared when I first started doing this shit because they have the clause in your contract. They're like, if you get caught taking pictures on set, while in wardrobe, this and that, you'll be sued, fired, all that. I was like, I got scared. I was nervous. Is that thing still on? I got scared and nervous and whatnot. I was like, fuck. So I didn't. I took pictures in my trailer, but I didn't. There are pictures of me that if you want to see them all over the place and stuff like that. And there's pictures like some pictures that that I took. So they gave me a cell phone on lowriders to take pictures, like I was taking pictures, and the phone really worked. So that's how I kind of got away with that one. So I would be taking pictures, and I would text them to myself off of that phone. So that's how I got those pictures. So I kind of
Uh,
looked like I was taking pictures for the movie. but I was kind of like really just sending them to myself and shit so I can have them for later. But the same thing, like, and then,
Yeah.
like the more roles I got, like the role that I have in mind is I actually, I got down with the JD, the guy that played Easy. I got in a fight with him, this and that. Yes, he knocked me out. What's up? You want to say something about it? Like, he knocked me out and whatnot. But I was on set with a lot of people and shit like that. But I was like, dude, I don't want to fuck it up and take a picture and be like, hey, bud, you're out of here and whatnot. So it's kind of like that, going back to school and being like, I don't want to get in trouble for shit I shouldn't be doing, and this is really important, so I don't want to be doing that shit. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause
Because I think in school it's
well,
like
bro,
it's
there's
cool.
so many damn pictures that I could have taken that should, like, I'm like, man, I should have taken that. But it's like, I have the memory here. I mean, it's like I could have shared it with a bunch of people, but at least I took the mental fucking snapshot and shit like that.
Right, right, right. And then like even sometimes in real life, because I feel like a lot of people they take a bunch of pictures, and then it becomes too much about the pictures, and it's not about like the quality time. So you're there, you're on set, you're actually like, what's the word? Like you're digesting all of these moments into your nervous system, and these are gonna become quality memories later on in the future
Oh, for
for
sure,
you.
100%. Because and yeah, and every single time I've been on set or whatever I'm doing, if somebody else is on set and I'm not in the picture or at the moment, I'm not the one filming and whatnot, I'll stand right there, either watch the tape or I'll watch them from a close distance so I can learn more. That's just, there was this fucking dope ass in Lowriders when Theo Rossi and Demian Bichir were doing their own solo thing, and I'm up here on the balcony watching, looking down, and I'm just fucking just in a maze watching this scene go down. I'm going, dude, look at this shit. And like that's one of the, that's one of the best experiences that, or teachings that I could have got. I got one on one without them even showing me shit. I was just watching them going like, holy fuck, they really took it there, like emotions and whatnot. And yeah, dude, it was crazy.
Yo, like, and that's what I was talking about, like that chemistry. Like, you see, like some of these bigger name, like actors and stuff. They're there, they're in the scene, they're acting. This is their skill. And like, have you ever been in one of those moments where you like look at them and you're like, fuck, like I can see why they pay you that money.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, big time, Joe. People like that, like what, like just like that. Like I said, yeah, like that scene, like just in like how they can just kill it in one take, even though they don't think it's good enough or whatnot. Like just how they deliver it, how they deliver it time and time again. The director says, "All right, give it to me one more time," not because they didn't like it, not because they said it the wrong way or whatnot, just because they wanted to get it a different angle or whatnot, and they still keep doing it and hitting it every single time. Fuck yeah, that's putting work in.
Yeah, because I'd imagine certain people they just have the it factor that brings like some static electricity,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Like I'm talking about like that dude from Punisher, the one they came out with on Netflix. He's the one who does like
his name is
Real Talk, that podcast.
Jonathan Bernthal.
Yeah, like that guy, like he's got this crazy, and I'd imagine just watching it up close, that you'd be like,
Oh, dude, him.
damn.
Yes, yes. I mean, dude, I've been fortunate enough to be in the room with some people, and and then not being in the room with some people and still seeing what they produce, and I'm like, what the dude, like, what the hell, That's when, that's when I go, man.
It's
Like, that's
crazy.
when I go back to like, dude, am I really here? Am I really seeing this shit? Am I really being a part of this? Like, this is nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, how do you challenge yourself? Like, let's say, or should I say, how do you assess where you're at and then try to figure out to take it to your next level? Like, how do you do that from where you're at now?
It's I mean, for me it's a little bit different, man, because I mean, my kids are first and foremost to everything. I mean, they're I mean, shit, dude. I've been a daddy since I was 18, and my wife and I have done the utmost to try to fucking raise our kids the best to our ability and how we can. And I mean, ain't nobody perfect. Everybody has to learn and grow and stuff like that. So the way I try to succeed is through, not through them. I don't live vicariously through them, but the way I go through my next level and phase of life is how are they? Are they okay? I mean, the reason I started doing that in the first place is because I felt like my wife and I were doing it good enough where we were to struggle a little bit more to get to where we are next. So kind of in a way to see what is the next phase in life. I mean, what is needed next. My older kids, thank God I got one graduated high school, the other one on the way to graduate high school next year. I got my little guy. He's about to go to junior high. My other one, she's about to be a double digit girl in the next year, 2 years. So it depends on where life takes us then, because life is a flash, man. My kids are a flash, and a lot of actors, even if they come into it with young kids or they get kids afterwards and all that stuff, and it's tough to try to be a parent and a worker at the same time, and on top of that, having a regular job and family, and then try to do this and stuff. It's a battle and stuff. So I always say everything I get is always a blessing. So whatever comes my way, I always take it with a big old fucking hug. So at this point, I mean, would I want work? Would I want? Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. All of it. Give it to me and all. And if it's something I can do for a living, and go to work every day and be behind a camera or whatnot and write jokes and this and that all day, all fucking day. You know, if it means that I can put in the time with my family, the one I want to, instead of being on the clock at work, then fuck yeah, you know, all day.
Yeah. Dude, I really like how you said that. It's like you really would take it with open arms. You would embrace it, you know, because it's how you would move forward with something that you're so passionate about, and that's exactly how I feel about the podcast. You know?
Yeah, as you should. I mean, you got, like I said, you know, you got to be proud of the product that you're putting out, because if you're not being your number one fan, then what the fuck should I believe in you? If you don't believe in yourself, why the fuck should I believe in you? You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah. Like if you go back and watch like the first episodes, bro, I'm like, hey, what's up? You're watching Bobo. Like I'm so timid.
No, I mean,
And then now I got so much energy
you
now.
did it. You know, it's that first scratch, but you did it. You know, you did it, and like just like you did.
Episode 33, baby.
Hey, 33. You know, Larry Bird. He was the best shit talker in the NBA. You know, everybody said Larry Bird was the best shit talker in the NBA. Man, he was the widest, but the biggest shit talker.
Yeah, but he was side by side by one of the greats. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Like sheesh, him and freaking
all that shit.
Right.
But bro, every step in the forward positive direction is always the best one. I mean, even if you struggle, fail, this and that, everybody fails. You know, every actor will tell you, or anybody that's famous or whatever the fuck they always tell you. You know, I learned the most from fucking up.
Yeah, I think Denzel Washington once said that, like, fall forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're gonna fail, fall forward.
Yeah.
Because like that, there's experience on the other side. Don't allow yourself to stay stagnant and then know you fall backwards. Like fail forward.
Exactly, 100%, senor.
Yeah, man. And you know, like one of the things that I really like about you is not only like do you do like the acting, all the stuff, but you're living your life, and then you just do comedy, bro. And like I'd imagine just taking all of these experiences and just cracking jokes at people, bro. It's like you probably got some funny ass content.
Well, there's some things. I mean, I try doing all like I always do jokes about, you know, my weight, being a diabetic and whatnot. You know, shout out to the diabetics. I mean,
shout out.
You know, we always got to take 2 shots. But yeah, I mean, the comedy, that's why I try to bounce around different things and stuff. And, you know, some people, the comedy is a different thing. Some people are storytellers. Some people are punchliners. Some people actually write their jokes. And, you know, so I would, for the longest time, just go up there off just topics and just start talking shit. And, or if a heckler was up there, I just started talking shit to the heckler or whatnot. But, I mean, comedy now is the things that I've been writing lately, which I want to get back out there and start doing because, you know, I like to do it. It's the stressful and stuff. It's a little more like just life, you know. It's getting. I mean, shit, bro. I'm 36. I'm almost 40, and closer than you can think of. And before, I'd be like, "Fuck, I'm getting old." Now it's like, all right, I'm getting to that point where shit, life's gonna be hopefully a little bit easier, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so but a little bit more life forward things, you know, in a way because I'm growing up and stuff and. I'm being an adult, you know, I'm being responsible, but shit, I'm still a little bit of a pendejo sometimes.
Just figuring it out, you know?
Yeah.
Like all of us.
And nobody can take that. That's my trademark right there. It's called Still Pendejo, you know?
Still Pendejo, available now on his store. You can buy a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy some clothes.
I need fucking shit. See, that's another thing. Yeah, there we go. I need to start my clothing line.
Yeah, I got you.
Still Pendejo, you know, coming up soon. I'll make stickers.
I got you, bro. I got you. You don't even know, bro. I've already done half that stuff and failed already. I got you.
There you go. See that, and then so you know what you're doing. You know, more than other people. You know what is it called? A jack of all trades, but I trade some. I don't know something. There's a long.
Master of none is still better than a master of one.
There you go. So you know, fuck yeah. I rather know 10 different languages than one. Just like Joe Coy said, what about his mom? You know, hey, fucking, you know, I know English and Tagalog. You know one language. You're stupid. You know? No, yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. I mean, like, what fascinates me the most about it is, like, I'm living life, and I'm going through, and it's like everybody's walking down the street, right? We're all walking in the same direction. But every now and again, you'll see somebody walking on the sidewalk, and those are the people that everybody kind of like admire and stuff. And you're like, yo, like, how did they get there, bro? All they did was just kind of like, just start inching, and then they got to a position little by little, but they got there. If not, everybody would have just kept going in the same direction, just doing the same old
Well, that's
stuff,
what I'm saying.
working
Like
at grocery
the older
stores.
you get, the more fear sets in of I can't do this because I either the fear of failing or I failed already and you let it get to you. But most people that just go out there like young kids or whatnot, they just go out and do it because they don't have the fear, and that's what us as adults should not have is just fucking go out there and do it, man. You know, like shit. There's people that I know, man, that are dead. They couldn't drive. All of a sudden, old like almost in their mid 30s driving. Like, what kind of shit is that? Because they believed in themselves. Their fear went out the window. You know, sometimes even the fear is a good thing to push you in the positive way. But do you want to sit by and just keep doing the same shit and just keep bitching and complaining about your life, or you want to try to change it? You know?
Yeah, no, I feel it, bro, because I feel like, my first experience going up to perform, right? I did it, and if I would have gone back to tell myself anything, it would have been like, "Yo, write a shorter song,"
Mm.
because I was like trying to spit it, and I was running out of lyrics, like,
Yeah, yeah,
but like going up there, I really figured out that, hey, yo, it takes a lot out of you. And I remember having like my stomach was sore the next day because of all of the flexing I was doing because I was nervous.
oh yeah,
I was just so nervous.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, grit your teeth, all this and that, whatever the fuck. Oh yeah, it'd be
yeah,
nerve wracking sometimes and shit. But that
hell
but that
yeah.
nerve wracking, that scared, that feeling is just because you fucking care. It's passion, because you actually give a fuck. You know.
Yeah, like a couple times I went up on stage, I forgot my lyrics, and like I didn't even let it bother me. Someone told me, they're like, bro, if you forget your lyrics, it's fine. Just look at the DJ, tell me start. Like I did that research before it happened. So when I was actually in the situation, I was like, hey yo, my bad, everybody. Give me a sec. Let me run that back. I'm barely getting back. Like did a little bit of crowd work
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
entertained them. Like I was like, I learned that from the comedians. So you guys tell me that.
Well, you gotta put the show in your hands.
Oh yeah, facts, facts, facts. But like no, but like I guess when I was saying like for challenges, like did you ever have to do any type of like acting school?
No, I mean it's not that I don't think I need it or don't think I just haven't gone to one. I mean, I haven't taken any acting classes, acting school. I did take an acting class when I was in junior high. That's pretty much it because it was a fucking
Elective,
elective.
yeah,
I was going to say electronic. Thanks. Elective.
election.
And yeah, but as for taking a class, would I like to take a class? Yeah, I would love to take a class just to see what it's like and all that stuff. But shit, it takes money.
No, facts,
It takes
facts.
money, and if you have it, if you want to use it, fucking go ahead, because it'll probably teach you some good shit. Everything that I've learned, that I've taken in from the start and from all that stuff is just watching the masters at work, the people that are in it, the people that are the paid, the really highly paid number ones and all that shit. And blessed enough, like I said, I've been around a good amount of them, and I learned from them and taking it all into consideration and everything that they tell me, teach me, and all that other shit. And but the only reason, I mean, I hate to say that, but yeah, the only reason I haven't taken any acting classes, well, shit, they because they're expensive, and
Yeah,
at the end
you got to learn right there on the
at the end of
spot.
the day,
If you don't got money,
well, I can. How are we gonna feed the kids this week? Well, I learned how to fucking be emotional in class. That emotion's not gonna feed my fucking kids, for the week and whatnot. So, even though
well, guess what? You're gonna learn a new emotion at the end of the
well,
week when you can't feed your kids.
exactly, pissed. That's what's gonna be. And and
Yeah.
where I live, I gotta go a little bit farther for an acting class. Like, and if they're good ones or are good ones, they're all good in a way. So if they're in LA and all that, I don't think I'd be able to do that. Plus work and all that stuff. I mean, like I said, not to be lazy and all that, but shit, I'm already going to the gym 5 times a week. Yes, I'm flexing it out there. I've been working out, but I mean, I've been going to the gym with the boy and work and trying to be a dad and trying to spend time with him because it's summertime and you know trying to make sure remind my wife how sexy I am and shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure. You know what's funny? When I was younger, I used to think that actors like would always like all of them knew how to sing. I was like, what the hell? Like, how is it that everybody in Hollywood knows how to sing? And it's not that they knew how to sing; it's just that they had freaking all the money available to invest in the coaches. You
Well,
know?
yes. I mean, yes and no, but yes, mostly because if you wanted to come up, you had to be an entertainer, one way or another. But sometimes, dog, people just got it like that. People got the talent, and
Yeah.
it's there. And some of the best actors have a great voice, but acting was just the way they went. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like seeing that you meet certain people in life, and they got like all this charm, all this charisma. They got
Yeah.
like just they're special people, and then you see them, and they're like the manager at like a they sell cars.
There you go.
They're mad at a car
Yeah.
dealership.
But wasted talent, baby. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's wasted talent.
Yeah.
But if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing to raise their family or do their thing, maybe they just haven't had anybody in their life tell them, hey, you're more than what you are, go for it, or had somebody made them feel that kind of fucking special. Because sometimes life be fucked up and people keep punching you down, and you never get that person in your life or find that person in your life that will tell you, hey, it's all right, you can do better, or you are enough, you know?
No facts. Yeah, it took a couple times with me too, cause like I remember people always telling me like, "Yo, you should just put your music out there," and I was like, "I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. I haven't lived enough." And like, bro, I should have did this a while ago, cause it led to so many other things. And the person who I am now is attributed to those steps that I took when I was scared
No, for sure.
back,
For
a while
sure,
ago.
bro. For sure. Well, that's what it is. Life lessons and experience, man. It's going to make you the fuck you are.
Hell
And then
yeah.
shit,
But
but
like,
yeah, you can't talk about life experience until later in life until you go through them, but it doesn't mean that you're not learning while you're going through them, you know? Shit. It's like when I was changing,
yeah, I mean, some.
it's
Go ahead, go
like
ahead, go
changing diapers. After you get pissed in the face for the first time, remember, hey, that little wing, it hit you square in the face.
ahead. It's like,
Yeah.
catch
No
you.
diddy.
No, 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 no. We're just talking about raising kids here. No
No
diddy.
diddy, just raising kids, no
Nah.
showers.
Yeah, but that's why I say like it's important to also have a strong support group. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like I
100%.
think that's definitely a part of the conversation. You can be out there talented, but sometimes you get in your head and then you're like, you know what? Like, what if I'm just no, no, no. Sometimes people need to be like, hey, yo, stop being a bitch and go. Like, all right, bet. Damn, my bad. I didn't know.
Look, so you
Go
sound like
ahead.
Debo on Friday and shit. I said, stop being a bitch and come on.
Yeah,
But no,
you
100%. The
need
people you
that.
surround yourself with. My wife has always been one of my best support systems ever. My wife's been behind my back through everything, and she deserves everything because she's always been be, through auditions, through this, through being stressed, through shit, everything. She's been, yeah, and then to make sure, hey, stupid, you know.
Yeah. I'd imagine because like sometimes I'd imagine like you guys go out to like these crazy fancy parties, and then you're in that element, but then you get back in the car and it's like back to real life.
Oh,
Like,
that's
oh, we
always
got these
that's
bills
that's
due.
100%. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and that's the best thing because I mean she is my best friend, partner, and all that stuff because you get to joke around, laugh together, get serious sometimes, and all that shit. But yeah, you know, it's weird because when you go to events and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know how to fucking. I've never been there before. Now I have, but when you're first there, you're like, I've never done this before. How the fuck am I supposed to act and whatnot? So it's good to be there with another person who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing either. So so we
Yeah,
both look like we don't know what the hell we're doing.
like look at her. She
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
she looks nervous. I'm
But she's way
cool.
better looking than me, so they're gonna look at her than me. They're like,
Yeah, yeah. They're like, why you with this guy? You're
yeah,
like, damn, nah, I feel not cool.
like she's doing something really dumb, but hey, at least she's good looking. We'll let her pass. We'll let her pass. We'll let her pass.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine that's probably what that would be like. And the fact that like you gone through it with somebody else too, I'd imagine that'll lighten the blow. But sometimes here's what I really want to like get into, right? Because I know that there's people who are gonna be like watching this podcast. Even one of my boys, I told him some of the some of your like attributes and some of the things that you've done.
Hmm.
He's like, yo, I'm gonna watch this. So like I'm thinking like you're there in that moment, and like like where do you draw inspiration from? Like how do you dig deep enough to pull out that boom and just lay it there?
Is this a 420 friendly show?
Yeah, bro,
Uh,
for
Give me one
sure.
second. Are they still white onions? If yeah, they are, turn them on, please. Oh, I'm cooking some chili for dinner right now too, just while we're doing this. Huh? They're white or not white? Okay, cool. So let me take this in real quick, and I'm gonna ask you one more time to repeat the question while I'm taking this in, so I can really take it in and give you the answer
Yeah.
that you deserve.
So what I'm saying to you, right, is because like I'd imagine they're just lines on a paper, right? How do you dig deep enough to bring out this character and then just lay it out there in front of the camera so that way everybody can see you do art, you know? Like how do you get into that mode?
Number one is marijuana.
Marijuana.
I mean,
Marijuana.
marijuana, marijuana. Um, I always feel like the best way to get that character and that those lines and all that stuff is through life experience. Some of the best
Mm.
people that have played a character like Danny Trejo, the reason Danny Trejo is so amazing, that motherfucker lived that shit. And there's no better reaction that somebody's gonna give you than actually going through that shit. All right. And if you've never been through that shit, you know what I mean? And which there has been times where I'm like, I've never done this before. How do I, I try to put myself in that situation. Even though it hasn't been a situation similar to it, I try to put myself in that space of that situation. Like I did a spot on SWAT where my buddy just got shot, and I had to be really sad. I've been through that before. I've had a buddy shot. Have I been next to him when he's been dead shot? No. But have I had people die on me? Sure. So I put myself in that mind space. That was my buddy. I know what I felt like when he died. Now I'm actually here next to him, kneeling next to him with him next to me. I mean, I'm in this situation, so I kind of throw myself into a real life. This is what's going on. Oh shit, the cops just pulled up. Homie's dead. Like, I try to get myself in, like, this is a real life situation, as real as I can. So that's where I draw that from, like, and I was told this, I was told that, the best way to get to be a best actor is through life experience. And, because that's how you really make it as real as possible. Because that's what people want in acting for movies and shows and shit like that, right? They want to make it feel real. I feel like movies and shows are the things that we watch to get us a little bit away from our everyday lives, that to get our minds thinking, our imaginations before we go back to the reality of life and all that stuff. So to really get you to believe like, damn, that can really happen. You really got to bring it. You really got to bring it. You really got to bring the emotions, the sadness, the drama, all that shit. Because I had an audition. I auditioned for Mayans a couple times, and I finally got an audition for like I auditioned for a couple main characters, and one of the last times before I got Gonzo, I think they were looking for me for one of the main cast, and I actually had an audition with Kurt Sutter himself in the same room. So it was Kurt Sutter, it was Elgin James, the other executive producer, and then it was Wendy O'Brien, who was a casting director, who was a great cast. She's a great person, great woman, great casting director. She casted all the Sons of Anarchy and plus continuous many amount of movies and other shit. And
Damn.
I'm in there, and then I do my lines, I run my lines and stuff. And then I remember Kurt telling me, he's like, and I couldn't believe I'm in the fucking same room with Kurt Sutter and Elgin James and whatnot. Elgin James, I knew of him because he helped co-write Lowriders, and that's how I kind of knew him already and whatnot. And yeah, and Kurt was like, man, look, you brought the comedy. I felt I liked how you did your comedy thing and how funny you are, but you need a little bit more deepness in your drama. And I didn't know what the fuck that meant yet. A little more deepness to your drama. And it was not until after I filmed a little bit more and I learned, like, well, you got to bring that realness. People aren't going to believe that you're really hurt unless you really show them that you're fucking hurt, you know? And that's why people take this shit serious when you're on set. Like, it's cool to goof around and whatnot, but if you're really there to put the work in, you really gotta, like, you know, put yourself in that mode. You gotta put yourself in that place. You gotta be mad at yourself if you really did fuck up your lines. Even if you didn't fuck up your lines, like, you don't know.
Yeah, you basically
But
you have
you
to
gotta
put
believe
yeah,
that
you
you
have to
gotta
push
do your
yourself.
best effort, your best work. at the end of the day, and know that you did a good job. And like I said, you're there for a fucking reason.
Right. Which brings me to the question, like, have you ever been in a situation where it's like, all right, it looked good, everybody was like, all right, cool, we're clear to go to the next set, and then you watched it, you're like, damn, I could have went a little harder.
Yeah, but it's not up to me. I'm not the director. I'm not the
Okay.
director or whatnot, you know. Yeah, but it's not up to me. But there's like, man, maybe I could have said it like this, or I could have made a this special expression, or I could have, whatever. Or there's been a time where I'm like, man, I feel like I did that great job on that one, and they cut the spot. And I'm like, fuck. Then you're asking yourself, damn, what did I do wrong? Can I get feedback on this? Like, is it something I could have changed or whatnot?
Do they offer you that, or they're like,
Nah,
nope,
fuck
like the
them.
director doesn't got to explain himself to
They gotta
nobody?
explain shit.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You don't like. I mean, unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio or you're fucking the Rock Johnson and shit like that. I mean, they'll listen to you, but I mean, that's up to them. They're the ones putting the money up. On top of that, they have to follow everybody else's title.
Yeah, they don't got to explain themselves. They are the
I mean,
boss.
yeah. I
In
mean,
other
yeah.
words.
It's their vision. The storyline is written by the storyteller, how they want the story to be told, and the director has to fulfill that in vision. That's what a director does and fulfill the vision of the story. And how they want to do it is their way. And as
Hell
soon
yeah.
as they get what they want out of you, I mean, that's because they're looking for a certain something. I mean, it doesn't matter. Oh, we can do it this way. Cool, you could do it that way, but that's how they wanted to do it. That's how they saw the vision. So you got to do it the way they wanted it. So that's pretty much what it is. You're trying to do what they envision what it is. It's just like you reading a book. When you read a book, that's the best. That's what book readers will tell you. I love reading books because your imagination is the one making the movie in your mind while you're reading it.
Yeah. Plus, I'd imagine it's gotta be very fascinating to be dealing with somebody who, like, you're standing next to him, right? And then you know that, like, you're an actor, they're an actor, everybody in this room is an actor. This person can take all of us and make like a freaking Grammy award winning movie. Like, in his mind, he knows exactly what to do with all of
Oh
us.
yeah, oh
Like,
yeah,
that's gotta be special.
100%. Just like working with JD on Mines. Seeing him work from the different seasons. Because I didn't work for them a shitload. I did like 4 episodes, 3, 4 episodes. Which I mean, 2 of them were pretty heavy duty. Like I said, I got in a fight with the guy and he headbutted me and whatnot. But like watching him work and see how where the camera's coming from, and because he directed some episodes in the later season. I did the 5th season. It was the first time he directed some shit, and to see how he envisioned how different shit went down, because ultimately, like, he was the main storyline. So he can say, like, hey, what if we did this? I think this would be better for the character and whatnot. So, you know, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn, bro. You know what? Like, cause I have an idea of how I figured all this stuff would go, but like I never actually know until you have a conversation with someone, and then you actually understand like what was part of their creative process. Like, I think it was Heath Ledger that basically like literally didn't sleep for 3 days. Shia LaBeouf on Inglorious Bastards, he didn't shower for 8 months.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are
Oh
dedicated.
yeah, you got to put yourself in that spot. It depends on how deep you want to go about it. How do you want to bring the character out? How do you want your character to be remembered? Because there's so plenty of characters that weren't even supposed to be big characters, and they were made memorable, memorable
Memorable.
because of
Yeah.
the actor that brought out that character. You know what I mean? Like shit. Like no, there would have been no fucking no Urkel if Jaleel White wouldn't have brought it that hard and whatnot. So there's different shit like that. They would have, some of the biggest fucking people, actors, they brought hard because they're like, hey, who the fuck is this guy? That's pretty fucking funny. Dave Franco, I think a lot of people will fucking probably agree with me. Dave Franco, James Franco's little brother, outshines his brother
Yeah.
100%. Everything Dave Franco fucking touches, amazing. You know what I mean? Amazing. He looks like everything he's touched, I feel like is just fucking amazing. He's a fucking great guy. I don't know if he's a great guy in real life because I don't know him. I hope he is, and I hope to meet him one day and this and that and be like, "What's up, dude?"
Yeah.
But I think like every single movie he's done and shit like that, that's fucking amazing. You know what I mean? But just like I said, he probably did better because saw his brother do it.
Yeah, and that's what I like think is interesting sometimes is you see the first generation of, like, let's say siblings or like their next one, but like the younger siblings, they had 2 generations to observe from. So when they do it, they got this like wisdom to it, you know. Even if they're still barely trying out for the first
Yeah,
time,
but they also have
it's unique.
they do have they're getting taught, but then they have to prove it. So they also have like some shit on their shoulder, like, hey, you got to learn, you got to watch this person, so you better be good. Now you got to prove that you're good. Either way,
No, that's
it's
facts.
impression. But you can't make diamonds unless impression.
Yeah, I don't. I wonder what those conversations are like. You just sitting there like at the dinner table and it's like, so how do you do that thing? And then they're just like, oh yeah, so what you do is you just blah blah. Like,
Yeah,
how did that in their household? How do those conversations go?
shit. Eat your peas. I don't know. I don't want to eat my peas, Daddy. I just want to be an actor. Uh, Probably something like that,
uh,
but like I mean, actors don't talk about being actors outside of acting unless people ask them about how the acting's going. You know what I mean? So it's like even like people go home, they don't want to like when cool shit happens, you want to be like, look what happened to me. But when it's not like it's just another day at the office kind of type of shit.
no,
Because
that's facts. I get
it's
that.
a job. It's a job.
Yeah. Are you working on anything at the moment? Is there anything you want to shout out to the people for them to check out and see?
Um, well, I mean, you can check these nuts later on this evening. Um,
Uh
well, right now I did film a movie in Louisiana, the great state of Louisiana. Well, I flew into New Orleans. They drove me to Mississippi. I filmed a movie. Could be coming out called Filth. I'm not really sure what the name of the title of the movie is, but I worked with a couple of dope ass actors. Theo Rossi, Ron Perlman. I didn't get to work with Ron Perlman, but he's in the movie.
damn.
So I filmed that in late January, early February. From my knowledge, it's supposed to be coming out in the summertime. Shout out to Tom DeNucci, the director. Um, that's the project that I just recently worked on. I don't have anything else coming up or working on yet. What's up, dog? So we're coming back from that live feed. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep pushing and keep rolling. I just wanted to show you the 360 on my table. You know what I mean? And you saw it.
MTV
Yeah,
Cribs.
there's a dog. Rawr.
Dog, like,
Yeah, no projects right now. Always looking forward to it. Whatever I can do, I love just being able to be creative and get to it. Um, yeah, buddy, I do this. I've been going live. We haven't done it in a couple of weeks, but I go live with my daughter, my youngest daughter, Rosie. We got a little thing called Papa Bear and Rosie Bear, the bears, and we cook some food and we show you how we did it or what we did it. The last thing we went to a food festival, and I think we haven't posted that yet. But we started doing a little thing on that, But besides,
kind of like a little series.
a little serious, a little thing. We were going on Facebook Live, our Instagram Live for a little bit, like every Saturday, a day off. So maybe start kicking that in again. You know what I mean? And we'll get to it because summertime is upon us.
Yes,
Summertime in the
sir. Yes, sir.
LBC.
Yeah. So I'm basically gonna like we can wrap up this podcast really soon because I know you're in the middle of cooking and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and I got some stuff I want to do
No,
too.
no, no.
But I wanted to
That shit's
ask.
burnt. It's burnt. We gotta get pizza. We
My
gotta get
bad.
pizza now. It's burnt. My whole my
It's pizza night now.
yeah, my whole house smells like fucking curry and nalgas.
Yeah. So I was gonna say like, is there any final words that you want to leave with any potential people who are looking to get into the thing that you're currently doing, right?
Shit, keep pushing, man.
Like any.
Keep pushing. Don't let nothing stop you. Nobody stop you. If you're afraid of somebody stopping you, then fucking try something else, man. You gotta be thick-skinned. You gotta be tough. If you're a fat person, you can't be afraid to go out there with your shirt off. If you're going for a certain something, you can't let it get you down. If you really want to do this, to go 100%. Don't half-ass it. Go 100%. You can't be afraid. You gotta do it. If you really want to do it, don't say you gave it a try if you didn't fucking give it a try. You got to keep going. For every 100 no's, there's one yes. And if you really, really want to do it, you can do it. And especially if you're young, if you ain't got nothing holding you down, what the fuck, go for that shit. And try every resource. You never know what you're capable of if you haven't tried it. If you're from the hood and you can sing, and you didn't want to sing because you didn't want to be embarrassed in front of your homeboys, fuck that shit, because they're not paying your bills, motherfucker. Your voice might. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
That's real.
Some people
That's real. That's
want it
real.
all. You know what I mean? Fucking get that shit out. Nothing at all. Get that shit out. You know what I mean? I want
No,
you,
I like
baby.
that.
I want you, baby.
Bro, everything you're saying is factuals. I only want to add on there that whatever you do it, because this is something I'm learning too. Whatever you're doing, try to do it with your whole heart.
Yeah. Go full. Go.
Your whole heart. Like you could be scared, you could be nervous, timid, whatever. You're there. Whatever you can muster it all and just give
Well,
it.
you're already there. Might as well just go all the way to the balls of the wall, right? You're already there. Just give it your all.
Exactly.
You don't wanna go through life with the woulda, shoulda, couldas, man. I wish I woulda. I wish I shoulda. I wish I coulda. Just fucking. I mean, if you're worried about embarrassment, shit. You know, you've been embarrassed. If you're a Latino or any other race, whatever, you've been embarrassed enough by your family. Trust me, embarrassment is the last thing you're worried about. Don't worry about being embarrassed. I mean, because embarrassment ain't gonna mean shit when you're, living a good life. Do that thing. Do that shit. Do that shit.
Then they're gonna start hitting you with the other stories. Like, you remember, like, we always were so nice to you, blah blah. You're like, yeah, I remember the.
I remember that shit.
I never forgot, actually, and I was like,
it's just like your first chancla slap. You'll never forget it.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
And then the whole skin. Oh.
Yeah, my grandma used to my grandma used to swing with electrical wire, so she didn't have
and it's such a thin cord.
Well, she didn't have no electricity. She didn't have no electricity growing up in Guatemala for the first 15 years of her life. Well, all of a sudden she used an electrical cords. Ain't that some satire bullshit? She lighting motherfuckers up, literally. Sauce.
That's crazy. Nah, bro. Hey, like, one of the things I enjoy, and like, I don't know if this is actually a good thing, but one of the things that I enjoy talking about from people from the hood is like, we all got like war stories when we got our asses kicked,
Yeah.
Like, our parents used to whoop our asses, and we all got those stories.
Yeah.
But like, then you talk about it with your other friends, and then now it just sounds like it's abuse.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah. I mean, everything was getting abused.
Okay. So, tell the people where they can find you at. Like, shout out all your social medias. And when you get some merch, we'll put it up on the podcast.
Some merch. Well, for all you chismosos out there, if you want to go look for me and find me, that's another merch shirt right there. What's up, chismosos? I like starting my shows that way.
Chismosos.
Don't worry, it's not a bad thing. That's your Latino friend if you don't understand what I'm saying. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, RubioTime.com, or at RubioTime. RubioTime is a thing. RubioTime. If you got the time for me, I got the time for you. So RubioTime. I do be posting some things, this and that. I try to stay as current as possible. So find me on there, Instagram. I got some awesome pinche fans out there that made a fan page for me on Facebook, and they make me stuff, and it's freaking awesome. I like all you. I love all you. I don't know how to say it. Like, love. Thank you all very much for the support and putting things up there for me. I got a fan page on Facebook called Bryan Rubio fan page, which is kind of weird to fucking say, but it's out there. Yeah. And if you got beef, you can find me on the streets, eh?
Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow all of his content. Real dope guy, super interactive. Get at him if you're ever thinking about some projects and stuff. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on here too. Me versus me podcast, episode 33, going strong.
One last thing. Hey man, Richie, I appreciate you reaching out to me. Thank you very much for always keeping it. I mean, I miss you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Proud of what you've done and how you've become. Because I mean, shit, it ain't hard to push it like this, but you've been pushing it. Do your damn thing whenever you need me, or I'll be there. You know what I mean? So let me know. Hey, subscribe, follow, all that shit to the Me versus Me podcast, one-on-one, all that shit. I mean, yeah. We already on. You on YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all that.
Well, shit. Well, I'm a little bit older, but yeah, well, to repost this shit, all that. Send me the links and we'll put it up on
YouTube.
No, go to YouTube, motherfuckers.
I got
you. Go
you.
to YouTube, motherfuckers. Go to YouTube. Go to
Yeah,
YouTube and go subscribe on this shit. The subscribe means a lot. It's not just liking it. It's you gotta love it, just like Cold Stones.
bro. Straight up, bro. Straight
Uh,
up. Tell him. Just tell him. Just tell him.
yeah,
Nah,
tell them
for
what it
sure.
is. I
But we'll kick it sometime soon. You know, I know you've been doing your thing. I've been doing my thing as well. But we're gonna link up for sure. And then maybe on the next episode, whenever we do another podcast, bro, we're gonna have some more dope ass stories to tell.
and some dope stories. You know what I mean? Eso es
Yeah.
todo, Chief. All right, brother.
All right.
You stay safe, man. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. Be safe. God bless you. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
I told you what I aim on. You hit me with a damn fine. Look what it's become. I'm so calm, I'm so calm. I'm so calm, I'm so calm. I told you what I aim on. You hit me with a damn fine. Look what it's become. I'm so calm, I'm so calm. I'm so calm, I'm so calm. I'm cold as ice.